Welcome to this powerful journey of overcoming the fear of failure and embracing a bold, fulfilling life. We all experience fear at some point in our lives, but the fear of failure can paralyze us, keep us from pursuing our dreams, and limit our potential. In this video, we will explore how to identify this fear, understand its root causes, and, most importantly, conquer it. We'll delve into practical strategies, real-life examples, and mindset shifts that will empower you to live boldly and confidently. Today, you'll learn how to take control of your life by transforming fear into a force that drives you toward success rather than holding you back. Let's start this life-changing journey together. Chapter 1: Understanding the root causes of the fear of failure. Fear of failure doesn't just appear out of nowhere. It is deeply rooted in our psychology and shaped by our life experiences. Often, the fear of failure begins in childhood. Whether it's the pressure to get good grades, make the sports team, or fit in with friends, many of us grow up associating failure with shame, disappointment, and rejection. These early experiences condition us to avoid failure at all costs. In adulthood, this fear often becomes more intense. We fear losing our jobs, damaging our reputations, or failing in our personal relationships. But let's take a deeper look at the common root causes of this fear. Perfectionism. Many people who fear failure are perfectionists. They set unrealistically high standards for themselves and are terrified of not meeting those standards. As a result, they avoid taking risks, fearing that any imperfection will lead to complete failure. Past trauma or embarrassment. A past experience of failure can leave emotional scars. Whether it was a public embarrassment, a business failure, or a personal loss, the emotional impact can make people reluctant to try again. The fear of re-experiencing that pain can become overwhelming. Fear of judgment. Many of us fear what others will think if we fail. We worry that our peers, friends, or family will criticize us, laugh at us, or think less of us. This fear of judgment can prevent us from pursuing our goals or even trying something new. Fear of the unknown. The unknown is inherently scary for many people. When you try something new, there's always a level of uncertainty about the outcome. This uncertainty can feed the fear of failure because we're unsure if we will succeed or not. Once you understand where your fear of failure comes from, you can begin to dismantle it. Remember, identifying the source of your fear is the first step to overcoming it. Chapter 2: The psychology behind fear. Why do we fear failure? The psychology of fear is complex, but understanding it can give us insights into how to overcome it. Fear in general is a survival mechanism. It is designed to protect us from harm. Our brains are wired to avoid danger, whether it's physical, emotional, or psychological. In ancient times, fear helped our ancestors avoid predators and stay alive. Today, however, our fears are often more symbolic. Fear of failure is not about physical survival, but about protecting our egos, our sense of identity, and our emotional well-being. Let's break down the psychology behind fear of failure into more specific elements. Cognitive dissonance. When we set a goal or have a desire to achieve something, but our mind is filled with self-doubt and fear, we experience cognitive dissonance. This is the mental discomfort that comes from holding two conflicting beliefs. On one hand, you want to succeed, but on the other, you fear failure. This internal conflict creates anxiety and often leads to inaction. Catastrophic thinking. People who fear failure often engage in catastrophic thinking. This means they automatically assume the worst-case scenario will happen. For example, if you apply for a new job and don't get it, you might fear that you'll never find a job again, even though this outcome is highly unlikely. The comfort zone. Our brains are wired to seek safety and comfort. The comfort zone is a mental state where things feel safe and predictable. Taking risks and facing the possibility of failure pushes us outside of this comfort zone, and that can trigger intense fear. The ego's role. Our ego plays a significant role in how we perceive failure. The ego wants to protect us from anything that might damage our self-image. Failing can feel like a threat to our identity, and so our ego often discourages us from taking risks where failure is a possibility. Understanding the psychological mechanisms behind fear of failure can help you reframe your thoughts and take control of your reactions. Chapter 3, the impact of fear of failure on your life. Fear of failure doesn't just exist in your mind, it has real consequences on your life. When you allow fear to control your decisions, it limits your potential in every area of life. Here's how the fear of failure can affect different aspects of your life. Career. In the professional world, fear of failure can stop you from taking on new challenges or pursuing career advancement. You may stay in a job that doesn't fulfill you simply because it feels safe. This fear can also lead to procrastination, as you might avoid tasks or projects where you fear you won't succeed. Personal growth. Fear of failure stunts personal growth. You may avoid learning new skills, trying new hobbies, or exploring new opportunities because of the risk involved. Without pushing past your fear, it becomes difficult to grow and evolve as a person. Relationships. In relationships, fear of failure can manifest as a fear of rejection or abandonment. This fear can cause you to hold back emotionally, avoiding vulnerability or intimacy. You might not express your true feelings for fear of being hurt or rejected. Entrepreneurship and creativity. Entrepreneurs and creative individuals often face failure as part of their journey, but fear of failure can keep you from launching a new business, trying out a new creative idea, or pursuing a passion project. You may overanalyze and hesitate to take the first step, missing out on potentially life-changing opportunities. Health and well-being. Believe it or not, fear of failure can also affect your physical and mental health. Chronic stress and anxiety about failure can lead to burnout, sleep issues, and even physical ailments. It creates a cycle of stress that takes a toll on your overall well-being. Recognizing how fear of failure is affecting your life is crucial. Once you see the impact, you can start taking the necessary steps to reclaim control. Chapter 4. Redefining failure. What does it really mean? One of the most powerful ways to overcome the fear of failure is to redefine what failure actually means. Society has conditioned us to think of failure as something bad, something to be ashamed of. But what if we viewed failure not as an end, but as a step along the path to success? Here's how you can start redefining failure. Failure as feedback. Failure is not a reflection of your worth or abilities. It's simply feedback. It provides valuable information about what works and what doesn't. When you fail, you gain insights that can help you make better decisions in the future. Failure as a learning opportunity. Some of the most successful people in the world have failed more times than they can count. What sets them apart is their ability to learn from those failures. Each failure is an opportunity to grow, to adjust your strategy, and to become better. Failure is not final. Failure is a temporary state, not a permanent one. Just because you fail at something today doesn't mean you will fail tomorrow. Often, failure is just a stepping stone toward eventual success. Reframing failure as courage. It takes courage to try something new and risk failure. Every time you step out of your comfort zone, you are displaying bravery. Whether you succeed or fail, you should celebrate the fact that you had the courage to take action. Let's take a look at how some famous figures have redefined failure. Walt Disney. Walt Disney was fired from his first job because his employer thought he lacked imagination. He also faced bankruptcy before his company became the global entertainment empire it is today. Disney never let failure stop him. Instead, he viewed each setback as an opportunity to grow and improve. Oprah Winfrey. Oprah was publicly fired from her first television job as an anchor, but she didn't let this failure define her. Instead, she used it as a stepping stone to create her own media empire, becoming one of the most influential women in the world. By shifting your perspective on failure, you can reduce your fear and start seeing failure as part of the journey to success. Chapter 5. Practical strategies for overcoming fear of failure. Now that we've explored the root causes and psychology of fear of failure, let's dive into some practical strategies that you can use to overcome it. These actionable steps will help you reduce your fear and start taking bold actions in your life. 1. Set realistic expectations. One of the biggest triggers for fear of failure is unrealistic expectations. When you set goals that are too high or too vague, it's easy to feel overwhelmed. Break down your goals into smaller, manageable steps. Focus on incremental progress rather than immediate perfection. 2. Embrace a growth mindset. A growth mindset is the belief that you can develop your abilities and intelligence over time. People with a growth mindset view failure as an opportunity to learn, rather than a reflection of their capabilities. Start seeing challenges and failures as part of the learning process. You're not failing, you're growing. 3. Practice self-compassion. Be kind to yourself when you fail. Instead of beating yourself up or engaging in negative self-talk, practice self-compassion. Remind yourself that everyone fails, and that failure is a natural part of life. Treat yourself with the same kindness and understanding that you would offer to a friend who is struggling. 4. Take action. Despite fear, the key to overcoming fear of failure is to take action in spite of your fear. Don't wait until you feel 100% confident or until all your fears are gone, because that day may never come. Start taking small, courageous steps toward your goals. With each action, you'll build momentum and reduce your fear. 5. Reframe negative thoughts. When fear of failure creeps in, it's often accompanied by negative thoughts like, "I'm not good enough," or "I'll never succeed." Learn to reframe these thoughts. Instead of saying, "I can't do this," say, "This is challenging, but I'm capable of learning and growing." By shifting your internal dialogue, you can reduce anxiety and build confidence. 6. Visualize success. Visualization is a powerful tool for overcoming fear. Spend time each day visualizing yourself succeeding at your goals. Picture yourself achieving your dreams, overcoming obstacles, and living boldly. The more vividly you can visualize success, the more real and achievable it will feel. 7. Take small risks. Daily, bold living is about stepping out of your comfort zone regularly. Start by taking small risks every day. Whether it's speaking up in a meeting, trying a new hobby, or introducing yourself to someone new, each small act of courage will build your resilience and confidence. By implementing these strategies, you'll start to see that failure isn't something to fear. It's a necessary part of achieving success. Chapter 6. Building resilience through failure. One of the most important skills you can develop to overcome the fear of failure is resilience. Resilience is the ability to bounce back from setbacks, to adapt in the face of adversity, and to keep moving forward despite obstacles. Failure is inevitable, but the difference between those who succeed and those who don't is resilience. Resilient people don't let failure define them, they let it refine them. So, how do you build resilience? 1. Normalize failure as part of success. Start by changing your relationship with failure. Instead of viewing failure as something negative, see it as a necessary step on the path to success. Every time you fail, you are gathering data that will help you improve your approach. 2. Learn from failure. Resilient people use failure as a learning opportunity. After each failure, take the time to reflect on what went wrong and what you can do differently next time. This doesn't mean dwelling on your mistakes, but rather analyzing them objectively and using them to inform your next steps. 3. Build emotional agility. Emotional agility is the ability to stay flexible and adaptable in the face of challenges. When you fail, it's normal to feel disappointment, frustration, or sadness. But resilient people don't get stuck in these emotions. They acknowledge their feelings, process them, and then shift their focus back to their goals. Practice recognizing your emotions without letting them dictate your actions. 4. Develop a strong support system. Resilience is often strengthened by having a supportive network of friends, family, or mentors who can encourage you during tough times. When you fail, reach out to people who believe in you. They can offer perspective, encouragement, and advice to help you keep moving forward. 5. Practice self-care. Resilience is not just about mental toughness. It's also about taking care of yourself physically and emotionally. Regular exercise, healthy eating, and sufficient sleep all contribute to your ability to handle stress and bounce back from failure. When you prioritize self-care, you build the mental and physical stamina needed to face challenges head-on. Resilience is the foundation of living boldly. When you know that you can handle whatever comes your way, whether it's success or failure, you free yourself to take bigger risks and pursue your goals without fear. Chapter 7, Real-Life Examples of Famous Failures Turned Success Stories. Nothing is more inspiring than learning about people who faced immense failure, but went on to achieve extraordinary success. These real-life examples show that failure is not the end, but often the beginning of greatness. Thomas Edison. When we think of Thomas Edison, we think of one of the greatest inventors in history. But did you know that Edison faced over 1,000 failed attempts before successfully inventing the light bulb? Edison's response to his failures was, "I have not failed. I've just found 10,000 ways that won't work." His persistence and refusal to give up is a testament to the power of resilience in the face of failure. J.K. Rowling. Before J.K. Rowling became the world-renowned author of the Harry Potter series, she was a single mother living on welfare. Her manuscript was rejected by 12 different publishers before one finally saw its potential. Today, she is one of the best-selling authors of all time. Rowling's story shows us that persistence and belief in oneself can overcome even the harshest of failures. Oprah Winfrey. Oprah Winfrey is now a billionaire media mogul, but her journey to success was anything but smooth. She faced multiple challenges, including being fired from her job as a television anchor because she was deemed unfit for TV. Instead of letting that setback define her, Oprah used it as fuel to build her own media empire. She often says that failure is a stepping stone to success. Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan is widely considered one of the greatest basketball players of all time, but he didn't start out that way. In high school, Jordan was cut from his varsity basketball team, which could have crushed his dreams. Instead, he used that failure as motivation to work harder and become the legend he is today. Jordan famously said, "I've failed over and over and over again in my life, and that is why I succeed." These stories remind us that failure is not a permanent state. The difference between those who succeed and those who don't is how they respond to failure. Each of these individuals could have given up after their initial setbacks, but they chose to persevere, and in doing so, they achieved greatness. Let their stories inspire you to keep going, no matter how many times you fail. Chapter 8, The Role of Courage in Overcoming Fear. Courage is not the absence of fear, it is the ability to take action despite fear. To live boldly, you must cultivate courage. Courage is what allows you to push past the fear of failure and take risks, knowing that even if you fail, you will be okay. Let's explore how you can develop courage. 1. Start small. Courage is like a muscle. The more you use it, the stronger it gets. Start by taking small, manageable risks that push you out of your comfort zone. As you build confidence, you can take on bigger challenges. Whether it's speaking up in a meeting or trying something new, every small act of courage strengthens your ability to face fear head-on. 2. Embrace discomfort. Living boldly means getting comfortable with discomfort. Fear often arises when we are about to step outside of our comfort zones. Instead of avoiding discomfort, lean into it. The more you expose yourself to uncomfortable situations, the more resilient and courageous you become. 3. Focus on the positive outcome. When you're afraid of failure, it's easy to focus on all the things that could go wrong, but courage comes from focusing on what could go right. Visualize the positive outcome of taking a risk. Imagine how great you'll feel when you succeed or how much you'll learn if you don't. 4. Accept that fear is part of the process. Fear will never completely disappear, and that's okay. The goal isn't to eliminate fear, but to act in spite of it. Recognize that fear is a natural part of the growth process. Every time you feel fear, it's a sign that you're pushing your boundaries and growing as a person. 5. Build your confidence through action. Courage is built through action. The more you take bold actions, the more confident you become. Each time you face a fear and take a step forward, you prove to yourself that you are capable of handling whatever comes your way. Courage is the key to unlocking a bold life. When you develop the courage to act in the face of fear, you free yourself to pursue your goals without hesitation. Remember, boldness doesn't mean being fearless. It means feeling the fear and doing it anyway. Chapter 9, The Power of Positive Thinking in Overcoming Fear. One of the most powerful tools for overcoming fear of failure is positive thinking. Your mindset plays a critical role in how you perceive challenges, risks, and failure. By cultivating a positive mindset, you can change your relationship with fear and build the confidence needed to take bold actions. Here's how positive thinking can help you overcome fear of failure. 1. Reframe negative thoughts. Fear of failure often stems from negative self-talk. Thoughts like, "I'll never succeed" or "I'm not good enough" can paralyze you with fear. Positive thinking involves reframing these negative thoughts into empowering ones. Instead of saying, "I can't do this," say, "I'm learning and growing, and I'll get better with time." 2. Practice gratitude. Gratitude shifts your focus from what's going wrong to what's going right. When you focus on the positives in your life, you create a mindset of abundance rather than scarcity. This helps reduce fear and anxiety because you're no longer fixated on what you might lose. 3. Visualize success. Positive visualization is a powerful technique used by many successful people. Spend a few minutes each day visualizing yourself succeeding. Picture yourself overcoming obstacles, achieving your goals, and living boldly. The more you visualize success, the more real and achievable it becomes. 4. Surround yourself with positivity. The people you surround yourself with have a big impact on your mindset. Surround yourself with positive, supportive people who encourage you to take risks and chase your dreams. Their positivity will help reinforce your own and give you the confidence to face fear. 5. Focus on solutions, not problems. When faced with a challenge, it's easy to dwell on the problem, but positive thinkers focus on finding solutions. Instead of fixating on what's going wrong, ask yourself, what can I do to fix this? How can I move forward? This shift in focus helps reduce fear and empowers you to take action. Positive thinking isn't about ignoring reality or pretending everything is perfect. It's about approaching challenges with optimism and confidence. By shifting your mindset to focus on the positive, you can reduce fear and start living more boldly. Chapter 10. How to take bold action in the face of fear. Taking bold action is the ultimate antidote to fear of failure. When you take action, you break the cycle of overthinking and procrastination that fear creates. But how do you take bold action when fear is holding you back? Here are some practical strategies. 1. Break big goals into small steps. Big, bold goals can feel overwhelming, especially when fear is involved. To make it easier, break your goal down into smaller, manageable steps. Focus on one step at a time and don't worry about the entire journey. Each small action you take will build momentum and reduce fear. 2. Set deadlines. One of the reasons fear of failure causes procrastination is because there's no urgency. To combat this, set deadlines for yourself. Give yourself a specific time frame to complete each step toward your goal. Deadlines create a sense of accountability and motivate you to take action. 3. Focus on what you can control. Fear often arises from feeling out of control. When you focus on what you can control, you take back your power. Ask yourself, what actions can I take today to move closer to my goal? By focusing on the actions within your control, you reduce anxiety and build confidence. 4. Use the 5-second rule. The 5-second rule, popularized by Mel Robbins, is a simple yet effective tool for overcoming fear and taking action. When you feel the fear creeping in and you're tempted to procrastinate, count down from 5 to 1 and then take action. This interrupts your brain's fear response and pushes you to act. 5. Embrace imperfection. Bold action doesn't mean perfect action. In fact, waiting for perfection is one of the biggest barriers to taking action. Embrace imperfection and be willing to make mistakes along the way. Remember, progress is better than perfection, and every action you take brings you closer to your goal. Taking bold action is a skill that can be developed over time. The more you practice, the easier it becomes to act in the face of fear. Remember, the only way to overcome fear of failure is to move through it, one bold step at a time. Chapter 11. Cultivating a bold mindset for long-term success. Living boldly isn't just about taking action in the short term. It's about cultivating a mindset that supports long-term success. A bold mindset is one that embraces challenges, seeks out opportunities, and thrives in uncertainty. Here's how you can cultivate a bold mindset for long-term success. 1. Adopt a growth mindset. People with a growth mindset believe that their abilities can be developed through effort, learning, and persistence. They see failure as an opportunity to grow rather than a reflection of their limitations. By adopting a growth mindset, you free yourself to take risks and pursue your goals without fear. 2. Embrace uncertainty. Bold living requires you to get comfortable with uncertainty. You won't always know how things will turn out, and that's okay. Instead of fearing the unknown, embrace it as an opportunity for growth and discovery. The more you expose yourself to uncertainty, the more resilient and adaptable you become. 3. Take ownership of your life. A bold mindset means taking full responsibility for your life and your actions. Instead of blaming external circumstances or other people for your failures, take ownership. Recognize that you have the power to shape your future, and that each decision you make is an opportunity to move closer to your goals. 4. Set big, bold goals. Bold living requires big, bold goals. Don't be afraid to dream big and set goals that push you outside of your comfort zone. The bigger the goal, the more motivated you'll be to take action. And remember, even if you don't achieve your goal right away, the journey itself is valuable. 5. Practice gratitude. Gratitude is a powerful tool for maintaining a bold mindset. When you focus on what you're grateful for, you shift your attention away from fear and scarcity and toward abundance. Regularly practicing gratitude helps you stay positive, motivated, and resilient in the face of challenges. By cultivating a bold mindset, you set yourself up for long-term success. This mindset will help you stay focused, motivated, and courageous, no matter what obstacles you face along the way. Chapter 12. Living boldly and fearlessly. The fear of failure is not something to eliminate, it's something to embrace. Every successful person you admire has failed, probably more times than you realize. What sets them apart is their ability to overcome that fear, to take risks, and to live boldly in the face of uncertainty. The key to overcoming fear of failure is not waiting for the fear to disappear, but learning how to move forward despite it. You have the power to shape your life, to take bold actions, and to pursue your dreams without hesitation. The journey won't always be easy, but it will be worth it. Chapter 13. The importance of failure in innovation and creativity. In many ways, failure is the engine of innovation and creativity. Some of the most groundbreaking discoveries and inventions in human history have been the result of repeated failures. If you want to live boldly, you must embrace failure as an essential component of creativity. Fear of failure stifles innovation, while the willingness to fail opens up new realms of possibility. Let's explore why failure is so important in the creative process. 1. Failure forces you to rethink. When something doesn't work as planned, it pushes you to step back, reassess your approach, and try something new. This process often leads to breakthroughs. When Thomas Edison failed multiple times to create the light bulb, he was forced to innovate continuously until he finally got it right. Failure can be a catalyst for refining your ideas and approaches, leading to greater innovation. 2. Failure fuels curiosity and exploration. Creativity thrives on curiosity and a willingness to explore unknown territories. When you are not afraid of failure, you are more likely to take creative risks, experiment with new ideas, and venture into uncharted areas. This openness to failure fosters a mindset of curiosity where you're always asking, "What if?" and pushing the boundaries of what's possible. 3. Failure is a learning opportunity. Every failed attempt provides valuable information about what doesn't work. This feedback is crucial for creative problem solving. Each failure teaches you something new about your process, your approach, or the problem you're trying to solve. Artists, entrepreneurs, and inventors all rely on this iterative process of failing and learning to refine their craft and create something remarkable. 4. Failure cultivates resilience and persistence. The road to innovation is often long and filled with setbacks. Those who succeed are not the ones who never fail, but the ones who persist in the face of failure. Resilience is key to creativity. When you understand that failure is part of the process, you are more likely to keep going, to push through the difficult moments, and to eventually succeed. 5. Failure breaks down perfectionism. Perfectionism is the enemy of creativity. When you're obsessed with getting everything right the first time, you stifle your creative instincts. Failure, on the other hand, frees you from the need for perfection. It gives you permission to make mistakes, to try new things, and to experiment without fear of judgment. Consider the world of technology and innovation. Silicon Valley is famous for its fail-fast mentality, where entrepreneurs are encouraged to take risks, fail quickly, learn from their mistakes, and pivot toward new solutions. This culture of embracing failure has led to some of the most innovative companies and products in the world. The story of Steve Jobs and Apple. One of the most iconic examples of failure fueling innovation is the story of Steve Jobs and Apple. In the mid-1980s, Steve Jobs was famously fired from the company he co-founded. This failure could have been the end of his career, but instead it became the beginning of his next great creative chapter. Jobs went on to found Next, a company that would later be acquired by Apple, bringing him back into the fold. Upon his return to Apple, Jobs led the company into its most innovative period, introducing products like the iPod, iPhone, and iPad. His failure at Apple became the catalyst for his greatest creative successes. If you want to unlock your full creative potential, you must make peace with failure. It's not something to fear, it's something to welcome. By embracing failure, you give yourself the freedom to innovate, to create boldly, and to push the boundaries of what's possible. Chapter 14: Overcoming Self-Doubt and Building Unshakable Confidence. One of the biggest obstacles to living boldly and overcoming the fear of failure is self-doubt. That little voice in your head that says, "You're not good enough," or "You don't have what it takes." Self-doubt can be paralyzing, preventing you from pursuing your dreams and taking risks. But here's the truth: confidence is not something you're born with. It's something you build. Let's break down the process of overcoming self-doubt and building unshakable confidence. 1. Acknowledge your self-doubt. The first step in overcoming self-doubt is acknowledging it. Recognize that self-doubt is a natural part of the human experience. Everyone experiences it at some point. The key is not to let it control you. When you notice self-doubt creeping in, don't try to suppress it. Instead, acknowledge it and then challenge it. 2. Reframe your negative beliefs. Self-doubt often stems from negative beliefs about yourself. These beliefs are usually based on past experiences, failures, or societal expectations. To build confidence, you must reframe these negative beliefs. Instead of thinking, "I'm not good enough," tell yourself, "I'm constantly learning and improving." Instead of saying, "I'll never succeed," say, "Success is a process and I'm on my way." 3. Focus on your strengths. One of the best ways to build confidence is to focus on your strengths. What are you good at? What have you accomplished in the past? Remind yourself of your skills, talents, and achievements. When you focus on your strengths, you shift your attention away from your perceived weaknesses and build a foundation of self-belief. 4. Take small, bold actions. Confidence is built through action. Every time you take a step outside of your comfort zone, you prove to yourself that you are capable. Start by taking small, bold actions that challenge your self-doubt. Whether it's speaking up in a meeting, trying something new, or setting a challenging goal, each action will build your confidence over time. 5. Practice. Self-compassion. Self-doubt often arises when we are too hard on ourselves. We expect perfection and beat ourselves up when we fall short. To overcome self-doubt, practice self-compassion. Treat yourself with kindness and understanding, just as you would a friend. When you make a mistake or experience a setback, remind yourself that it's part of the learning process. 6. Surround yourself with supportive people. Confidence is contagious. Surround yourself with people who believe in you, support your goals, and encourage you to take risks. Their confidence in you will help reinforce your own. On the flip side, distance yourself from people who undermine your confidence or fuel your self-doubt. 7. Visualize your success. Visualization is a powerful tool for building confidence. Spend a few minutes each day visualizing yourself succeeding at your goals. Picture yourself overcoming obstacles, achieving your dreams, and living boldly. The more you visualize success, the more real and attainable it becomes. 8. Celebrate your wins. Confidence is built by recognizing and celebrating your successes. no matter how small. Each time you achieve a goal or overcome a challenge, take the time to acknowledge it. Celebrate your progress and use it as fuel to keep going. Over time, these small wins will add up, and your confidence will grow. Overcoming self-doubt is not an overnight process, but with consistent effort, you can build unshakable confidence. The more you challenge your doubts and take bold actions, the more you'll realize that you are capable of achieving greatness. Chapter 15. The Bold Life, a Daily Practice. Living boldly is not something you achieve once and then forget about. It's a daily practice, a commitment to stepping out of your comfort zone, taking risks, and embracing failure as part of the journey. To live boldly, you must cultivate habits and mindsets that support bold action every day. Here's how you can make bold living a daily practice. 1. Start your day with intention. Each morning, take a few moments to set your intention for the day. What bold actions will you take? What fears will you face? Setting an intention helps you stay focused on living boldly and reminds you of your commitment to overcoming fear. 2. Take one bold action every day. Bold living is built through consistent action. Challenge yourself to take at least one bold action every day. It doesn't have to be a big action. Something as simple as making a difficult phone call or trying something new can be enough. The key is to make boldness a habit. 3. Reflect on your day. At the end of each day, take a few minutes to reflect on the bold actions you took and the progress you made. What did you learn from your experiences? What challenges did you face, and how did you overcome them? Reflection helps you learn from your actions and prepares you for the next day. 4. Practice gratitude. Gratitude is a powerful tool for maintaining a positive mindset. Each day, take a moment to reflect on what you're grateful for. Whether it's a lesson learned from a failure, a small win, or the support of loved ones. Practicing gratitude keeps you focused on the positives and fuels your bold actions. 5. Surround yourself with boldness. The people, environments, and media you surround yourself with influence your mindset. Make sure you're surrounding yourself with bold, inspiring people who encourage you to take risks and pursue your goals. Read books, listen to podcasts, and consume content that inspires boldness. 6. Celebrate your progress. Bold living is a journey, and it's important to celebrate the progress you make along the way. Each time you take a bold action, face a fear, or overcome a challenge, take the time to acknowledge your growth. Celebrating your progress reinforces your commitment to living boldly and motivates you to keep going. Living boldly is about more than just taking risks. It's about embracing life fully, facing challenges with courage, and continuously pushing the boundaries of what's possible. It's a mindset, a daily practice, and a way of life. As you continue on your journey to overcome fear of failure, remember that boldness is a choice you can make every day. The more you practice, the easier it becomes. The bold life awaits. Now that we've explored the depths of overcoming fear of failure and living boldly, remember that this journey is ongoing. Fear will always be there, but it no longer has to control you. You now have the tools, strategies, and mindset shifts necessary to face fear head-on and pursue your dreams without hesitation. Bold living is not reserved for the fearless. It's for those who feel fear but choose to act anyway. It's for those who are willing to fail, learn, and keep going. It's for those who know that life is too short to play small and that true fulfillment comes from taking risks and living authentically. As you move forward, commit to taking bold actions every day. Whether it's a small step or a giant leap, each bold action brings you closer to the life you've always wanted. Your future is waiting, and it's time to claim it. The world needs your boldness, your ideas, your creativity, and your courage. Don't let fear hold you back. Step into your greatness and start living boldly today. If this video inspired you to face your fears and start living boldly, make sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel for more empowering content. Hit that notification bell so you never miss an update, and share this video with anyone you know who could use a little extra motivation to overcome their own fears. Now it's your turn. Take that first step today. Leave a comment below and let us know what bold action you're taking to overcome fear. Remember, the journey starts with a single step, and you don't have to do it alone. We're all in this together. Stay bold, stay fearless, and let's make every day count.